So hello everyone, today we have with us the Dynamic Director of Ashar Group, Ayushi Ashar, and in this interview series, rather a chat series, let's understand from her how are her big visions towards Thane and changing its skyline. Over to you, Ayushi.
Thank you, Megha. Lovely being here today.
Just to start with, we just wanted to understand from you what has been the mission and vision for Ashar Group.
I think in the past 21 years, our mission has been to provide high economic value and couple that with high emotional value as well. We're a brand that really feels, we're a brand that really understands and connects with the customer, and we're a brand that delivers, and I think that's one of our strongest points. And we want that to carry on for the future, and we want that to be sort of our legacy.
Whenever we've heard about Ashar, it's normally said that if it's Thane, it's Ashar. So that's quite a strong claim, and I'm sure it's turning out well. So what's your viewpoint on that?
So Thane has been our home ground since day one. Our first project was Ashar Estate, which is in Srinagar.
True.
And that started out about 21 years ago. Ever since, we have really tried to add value to the society and to the market, and we've always had a forward-thinking thought process. So whether it was Ashar IT Park, which was the largest and the first IT park back in the day at that time, or whether it was Billabong High International School, that was the first international school of Thane when it was launched.
Yeah.
So apart from that, now we have Mahavir Jain Hospital, which is a completely charitable hospital, 110-bed hospital. We're also working on a couple other initiatives on the social front for Thane. When we look at our residential portfolio, we have a lot of projects in the key locations of Thane, and hence we came up with the tagline, if it's Thane, it's Ashar.
Yeah.
And that's what we really believe, that when you're in real estate, if you're not adding value to the society and to the market that you're a part of in the long run, then real estate is all about adding that additional value, and that's what we aspire for.
Yeah, wonderful to know that. Since you're talking about project launches and marketing and all, so what has been your approach towards marketing your projects and reaching to the right audience?
So I think with marketing, your product is the most essential. We can develop all the marketing fluff, is what people call it, but if your product doesn't hold value, then everything at some point in time may fall flat. So I think our first emphasis before anything else is on the product and the market.
Right.
Because if your product is right, whether today or 3 years from now, 5 years from now, it's not that difficult to sell in a market like Mumbai, where there's always someone aspiring to buy a house.
Yeah.
So product and market, we really align all of our products to the market. So if it's Thane as a market, I'm going to really look at the type of configurations that we're coming out with, the type of inventory mix that we have, the type of value adds that we do, which is what we call in terms of payment plans or certain schemes. All of those things, and all of that then coupled with location, because real estate at its core is about the geographical location. You can change anything about the product, but you can't change much about the location. So we mix these two things, and that's how we come up with a unique marketing campaign for every launch that we do. No launch is the same. Every launch has a different strategy. So if you look at Ashar Access, it was focused on, the tagline for that was a pin code that is fit for life. Whereas if you look at Ashar Arise, it was heavily focused on just the micro market, which is Kalwa. And we did an entire campaign along the lines of Rise to Kalwa. And we wanted the micro market to be at the core. So those are the two examples, and another example I can give you is for Navroz, which is our boutique development at Pali Hill, and that is timeless life. So it's very different for each segment, each market.
As per the audience.
As per the audience taste.
That's nice. Very nice to know. Yeah, so recently you have concluded the Ashar Expo, which was organized. So it was a totally different concept, wherein there was an exhibition within an organization. So the projects were displayed within the organization. So how was your response? What response, and how was it?
It was actually really great. It was a new idea. We came up with it just at the spur of a moment. My marketing team, we were just discussing, and we were talking about how it's going to be summer, and summer is usually a little bit of slow period and going into monsoon. So we were just brainstorming, and we came up with this idea because we have about 6 to 7 projects ongoing right now in Thane. Cumulatively, we would have about 4 to 5 million square feet delivered in Thane, only in Thane, and that's how big the portfolio is. And so with that in mind, also we have been just coming out of 2 back-to-back launches in Thane. We had Ashar Axis, which was in Feb and March, and then we had Ashar Arise, which was April and May. So we were coming out of a lot of good momentum, and we didn't want to lose out on that. And so that's why we came up with the idea of doing the Ashar Expo, and we plan to showcase all of our projects, including the ones in Thane and Mulund. So we clubbed those, and we had a short expo. It was a 14-day expo, and it worked out wonderfully well because actually we held it at Kalwa, and we got a lot of traction for Axis and for our project in Metro. For Kalwa itself, we got a few bookings in Mulund, so it was all across the spectrum, and it worked out really well. Because the idea is that when a customer is looking for a home and they know that they've shortlisted Thane as a location, then the idea is to not miss out on them, because we have our projects across almost every major location in Thane, and we have our presence there. So the idea is to cross-sell and not lose out on those customers. And when we have an array of a good portfolio of products that we can offer them, it's perfect to do something of that sort. So it worked out really well for us at that point.
We heard something like that for the first time, and I'm sure others are going to change.
Yeah, now we've been contemplating on whether we should make it an annual thing, but
it looks like it should be a grand season 2 type. I mean, we should expect.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so Ayushi, our viewers would like to know something more from you about Thane. So please give them some message from your side.
Thane has seen exponential growth in the past 20-25 years. I've been born and raised in Thane. My family has been staying here for over 50 years now. Our house itself is 50 years old. So we've really, my family has seen the transition that Thane has, and the evolution of Thane. And I think it's only going upwards at a very fast pace. From the infrastructure developments, I think, to the cosmopolitan nature of the city. I think what makes a city is its people, and Thanekars are so diverse, not just in their thought process, but also in the way they lead their life. I think that's what makes this city really wonderful, and that's the reason why we're seeing so much investment in Thane in the recent future, and the appreciation that Thane has received as well in terms of price appreciation has been exponential. So looking forward to a very wholesome future for Thane.
Yeah, definitely.